That yard looks completely abandoned. I called the police already.
I lost my leg. I cannot push the mower.
Then you should not live alone.
He is in a wheelchair and you still called police?
This street is tired of his yard.
Then this street should have helped first.
A home can look abandoned from the street, but that does not mean the person inside has given up. Sometimes they are still there, still trying, just no longer strong enough to keep the outside looking like the life they are fighting to hold on to. The police officer stepped out while I was still kneeling beside the little metal sign that said Daniel's Brave Garden. Half the yard was cleared, but enough grass remained for the neighbor to point at it like proof. She told the officer Mr. Samuel had ignored the property for weeks and made the whole street look abandoned. The officer looked serious at first. Then he saw Samuel sitting at the top of the wheelchair ramp, one pant leg folded neatly where his leg used to be, the little red fire truck resting beside him like a guard. I explained that Samuel had not ignored the yard. He had lost his leg to diabetes, spent his savings on medical care, and could no longer move safely through the grass. The neighbor said none of that changed the rules. Samuel looked toward the fence and whispered that Daniel would have hated seeing his garden like this. That was when I kept clearing the corner by hand. I wanted to be careful because once he said his son's name, that patch of weeds no longer felt like yard work. It felt like a place where someone's whole heart had been buried. Under the grass, I found a small circle of stones, a rusted firefighter badge, and a folded plastic bag tied to an old wooden stake. Samuel's hands shook when he saw the badge. He said it was Daniel's first training badge, the one he wore before becoming a real firefighter. He had placed it there after the funeral because Daniel used to say the front yard was the first place a home welcomed people. The officer stopped writing. I opened the plastic bag carefully and found a faded note inside. Samuel nodded for me to read it. The note said, "Dad, if I ever forget where I came from, remind me it started on this porch with that red truck." For a moment, no one spoke. Even the neighbor looked away. Samuel cried quietly, not loudly, not dramatically, just the way older men cry when they have been holding something in for too many years. The officer looked at him and said this was not a man refusing responsibility. This was a father trying to protect the last place that still carried his son's name. He told Samuel there would be no citation that day. Then he helped me carry bags of weeds to the curb. I finished cutting the yard, cleared the mailbox, trimmed the ramp, and opened Daniel's memorial garden again. A man across the street brought water. Another neighbor offered to mow the front strip twice a month. Someone else said he could drive Samuel to the clinic when rides became too expensive. By sunset, the yard no longer looked abandoned. The little red fire truck sat beside the cleaned garden, and Daniel's badge caught the last light of the day. Samuel rolled closer, touched